Welcome back. I'm Miss Ryan, and you're checking out our explainer on test day strategies and practice. More importantly, this is Module 6, our sixth and final module of the Digital SAT Prep Series.
You've officially made it to your final test day playbook. And I am honestly so incredibly proud of the work you've put in to get here. You've already got those foundational skills down cold. You know your way around Desmos. Today is really just about execution, confidence, and using this tool super smartly when you actually sit down for the real thing.
So here's our 5-part game plan for today: the clock, the choice, the traps, a game winner bonus problem, and finally, your send-off. Let's dive right into Section 1, the clock, focusing on time management tips. Desmos is an absolute powerhouse of a tool, but here's the catch. It only saves you time if you use it efficiently. Otherwise, it actually becomes a distraction that just slows you down. Take a look at the open keypad at the bottom of the screen. Learning this on-screen layout is a massive time saver. When the clock is ticking, the last thing you want is to be hunting around for the squared button, the absolute value bars, or those sneaky inequality symbols. Familiarize yourself with this layout so your fingers literally know exactly where to go. To keep your speed up, you've got to adopt these quick time-saving tactics. First, keep your work organized with short variable names. Please don't type out long words, just stick to single letters. Next, only label what you absolutely need to see on the graph. And this is a big one: clear your old graphs as you go. A cluttered workspace leads to a cluttered mind, which leads to lost points. And of course, practice these habits ahead of time under real-timed conditions, so the tool feels completely automatic when the pressure is on. Moving right along to Section 2, the choice. Let's talk about situational awareness. Situational awareness is absolutely key. Part of your skill as a top-tier test taker is pure judgment, knowing exactly when to reach for the tool versus when to leave it alone. You definitely want to reach for Desmos to graph functions, build data tables, check complex solutions, or just quickly explore a couple of different scenarios. But you should completely skip it for simple arithmetic, basic algebra, or honestly, anything you can do faster in your head. Knowing when to actually use it keeps you laser-focused on the questions where it adds the most value. Here's a prime scenario where reaching for the calculator gives you a huge instant advantage. Let's say you're dealing with a system of linear equations. Instead of grinding through it by hand, you just type in the two lines and boom, you can visually see exactly where they intersect, right there at the point 2, 5. That is when the calculator becomes your absolute best friend. Now for Section 3, the traps. Let's look at some common Desmos mistakes. We need a really solid defensive strategy to dodge those little errors that needlessly cost your points. Mentally run through this mistake checklist during the test. First, check your syntax. Literally one missing parenthesis or a flipped equal sign changes the whole shebang. Also, make sure you adjust your graph window. Zoom and pan around so all the important points are actually visible. Always verify and interpret what Desmos is showing you instead of blindly copying a number onto your answer sheet. Watch your rounding and precision to make sure you match the required answer form. And above all else, always read the question first so you know exactly what is being asked before you type a single keystroke. Look closely at a complex graph like this one with overlapping shaded regions and dashed inequalities. If you just give it a quick glance, you might totally miss the subtle details of those boundary lines. You have to carefully interpret the visual output to ensure it matches the exact question being asked. Don't rush it, verify it. Okay, Section 4, the game winner. It's time for putting it all together. Let's put everything you've learned to the test with one full, comprehensive SAT-style problem. Here's our scenario. A shop's daily profit is modeled by the equation P equals negative 2x squared plus 40x minus 120. X represents the item's price in dollars. The question asks, what price gives the maximum profit and what actually is that profit? We know we're dealing with a downward opening parabola, and we need to find that highest peak. Let's walk through the exact tactical steps to execute this problem in the interface. Step 1. You're going to type y equals negative 2x squared plus 40x minus 120 right into the expression list. Step 2. Adjust your window. Just zoom or pan around until you can clearly see the peak of that downward parabola. And Step 3. Simply click that peak to reveal the exact vertex coordinates. Easy. When you click that peak, Desmos instantly reveals the vertex is right there at 10, 80. Notice how smoothly we just tied graphing, adjusting our window, and reading the output all together in just a matter of seconds. And now for the punchline, interpreting that result. The vertex is at 10, 80, which means a $10 price gives us the maximum daily profit of $80.
So the answer to what is that maximum profit is exactly $80. That right there is graphing, reading a vertex, and interpreting the result. Everything you've practiced, executed perfectly in one smooth move. Which brings us to Section 5, the send-off. Let's do a quick final recap. Take a quick second to look back at the incredible journey we've been on throughout this entire 6-part explainer series. You have mastered crucial time management techniques. You've honed your situational judgment so you know exactly when Desmos adds value and when mental math wins out. You've learned how to dodge those common syntax and logic traps that catch so many students off guard. And you just conquered a full SAT-style problem from graph to final answer. You have built a seriously solid toolkit. So what is your very next step? You need to head to the course website. Get in there and practice these exact skills with the live calculators under timed conditions. Familiarity means fewer input errors and a whole lot more speed on test day. You now know how to use this tool to graph, solve, analyze data, and check your work with total absolute confidence. So I want you to take this final thought with you as you head into your exam. The SAT isn't just a test of what you know, it's a test of how smartly you execute. When you sit down on test day, which of these strategies will be your ultimate game winner? Go earn those points. You've totally got this. Thanks so much for joining me, and happy testing.